This is Barbara Blevins, and this is called Albert's Nuisance Day's End. In the town of Maplewood, there lived a kid named Albert, who, despite his small stature, managed to be the town's nuisance. He wasn't big enough to be a traditional bully, but he had a knack for running the other kids' games, whether it was stealing the baseball during a game or shouting out hiding spots during hide and seek. Albert was, in short, a little jerk. One chilly winter day, many of the town's children gathered at the frozen pond for a day of ice skating. As expected, Albert showed up, determined to disrupt the joyous occasion. He took joy in tripping the girls as they skated by, clearly reveling in his role as the perpetual troublemaker. Jimmy, one of the older boys in the group, had always been known for his mild-mannered nature. However, seeing Albert's continuous mischief, he had finally had enough. Jimmy marched over to Albert and sternly told him to quit. When Albert refused to listen, Jimmy gave him a forceful shove. Albert lost his balance and fell backwards, his head connecting with the unforgiving ice. A crimson pool quickly formed around Albert's head, staining the pristine surface of the frozen pond. In pain and desperation, Albert begged Jimmy for help. Realizing the severity of the situation, Jimmy swiftly removed his skates and carried Albert in his arms to the boy's parents' house, which was nearly a half a mile away. Despite the pain, Albert confessed to Jimmy that he would never pester the kids again. He pleaded with Jimmy not to reveal the true cause of his injury to his parents. Albert knew all too well that his parents had warned him repeatedly about his troublesome behavior, and he didn't want them to discover that he had been up to his old antics once again. Jimmy, surprisingly compassionate, agreed to Albert's plea. He informed Albert's parents that their son had fallen on the ice, leaving out the details of his disruptive behavior. Albert's parents, concerned for their son's well-being, rushed him to the hospital where he received a few stitches to close the wound on his head. From that day forward, something changed in Albert. Perhaps the knock on the head had knocked some sense into him. He started joining the other kids in their daily activities, leaving behind the troublesome ways that had defined him for so long. The once infamous Albert became just another member of the town's community, and the kids of Maplewood could finally enjoy their games without the constant interference of the town's former nuisance.